Ladies and gentlemen, hey, it's Jesse from the original Fast and the Furious, and you're listening to Granny Shifting, the Fast and Furious podcast.
Welcome back. It's minute 2 of Fast 5. I'm Ryan.
Why do you sound so bored?
Welcome back. It's minute 2 of Fast 5. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And this is Granny Shifting.
And we're on episode 2 of season 5 of the greatest podcast to ever cover the Fast and Furious saga minute by minute.
That's right. Yeah, I think we can safely say that.
The podcast with the most episodes. Okay, before we get into the minute.
Okay.
I was thinking, when I'm throwing back 2 weeks ago, we had the throwback episode with our first, it was a montage of all the first episodes of each season.
Yeah.
And we talked a lot about the cars that showed up. Oh, yeah. What's Rush Limbaugh invented that, right?
The internet?
No. That was
Al
Bill
Gore.
Gates.
That was Al Gore.
No, like before you come on the air, you like play music. That was a Rush Limbaugh story.
Really?
Yeah. And he knew it. Like he claimed he's the one that started that. Now like everybody does that. You play a song and then you come on the air.
Right.
I mean, we play a recording of Jesse.
Right.
But
right.
Similar. So we talked a lot about the cars in it. I am sure there is somebody out there that's if you had your car in the Fast and Furious franchise, you're a big fan.
Yeah.
One of you has listened to this podcast.
Yeah.
And we want to talk to you.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Just a brief conversation, maybe on the phone or something. It'd be really interesting. I'd like to hear how that whole setup went down. Even with regarding damage to your vehicle.
Right.
Or what all was involved.
And we know in Too Fast they have a bunch of cars.
Right. And remember all the trucks that were wrecking into they got people to wreck their trucks into other people's cars and stuff. So we want to talk to you.
Yeah, please contact us.
If you made it to season 5.
GrannyShiftingPodcast@gmail.com.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Or on Instagram.
@GrannyShiftPod.
And YouTube, probably the same thing.
@GrannyShiftPod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just look around. You'll see us.
Every week we put a new video up of us talking about Fast and Furious on YouTube. You can see our faces. You can see the movie we're talking about. You can see our Edward 25 hands.
Yeah, we got beers taped to our hands until we finish them. They're 8% natty daddies. These things they'll get you.
For some reason, I just realized how annoying the tape is on my fingernails. And that's really...
I just felt that too. When you move your finger, it disconnects and then re-grabs them.
Yeah, that makes me really uncomfortable.
Because it pulls your fingernail away from the, is it skin under your fingernail? Flesh?
I think so.
It pulls the flesh away from your fingernail.
Yeah, I don't like feeling. I don't like the feeling.
So we're still working on these puppies. Think we'll get them done this episode?
No. Not mine.
Oh, I can almost rotate this. All right. So a good portion of this minute is still throwback. Maybe even half. But we do get some new action here.
Yeah, let's see.
talk through this. Because this is classic Fast and Furious. There's some ridiculous stuff going on.
So far we're 10 seconds in. Everything exactly the same.
Three black cars.
I saw the exact second. So we're almost here. So the NSX comes across, and then the Charger comes back across.
Yeah, they're surrounding the bus,
and that's
has
where
all the inmates.
Here is where the last movie ended.
Oh, they both swerve across in front of the bus, and then it ends. So I guess they filmed this then, knowing this would be the intro to this movie.
You don't think they duplicated it, or they're just like, do we have more footage of that scene?
Can we use it?
Yeah.
No, they had to know this was the lead-in to the next movie. Because the whole thing was oh my word, Dom's going to prison. They're coming to break him out.
Right,
it was a setup for another movie.
Yeah.
I bet they filmed this knowing that, but I wonder how much, because it's all right, we're going to take a year break. And, the actors have been on the set for days. They're sleeping in trailers where the AC's not working. They're not getting along with the directors. There's a bunch of drama about the director and the producer, not getting along, so they're firing this guy. How much do they record and plan into the next movie?
Well, they don't even they don't even record the movies in order. That's the weirdest thing. They're like, okay, it makes sense we do these scenes at this location, and then once we move locations, we do this group of scenes. They're not even in the same order as the movie.
That takes some serious project management.
Yeah.
To be like, okay, we're in the desert. Let's get our desert scenes done.
Right.
All right, you need to put this on.
Right.
We need a dent in the car here.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the stuff we find.
And we mentioned last movie that this Charger blew up in the mines.
Yeah, completely. Did it blow up? It definitely wrecked. Did they show it? I don't think we confirmed they showed it.
I thought they showed an explosion when he was in the other car.
There's no way it survived. Either way, though, because right before it slammed into the wall, he jumped across into the other car.
He jumped across to live. So I feel like this is a different Charger, different black Charger with a huge blower on it. It's just funny. I never thought about that. Of all the times I've seen this movie, I never thought about that till you said it last.
Is it possible he built a different car in Mexico? No, he brought this one from the States down into Mexico.
Yeah, I think so.
This is his dad's car.
Right.
I saw
with a
this
twisted
at
chassis.
Fuel Fest.
Yeah.
With Wish Dom. We should make fun of that guy because we'd love
Dominic
to have him.
Dominic
Toretto. There is a guy. Okay. Maybe we won't have him on the podcast.
That would be funny.
I don't understand the idea. This guy lives his life as a fake Dom.
Yeah.
Is
this the same guy that's on Cameo? There's a fake Dom on Cameo.
Yes, that's him. He goes to car events and pretends to be Dom. He pretends to look like Dom.
Right.
I don't think he's trying to trick people into that he is Dom.
Right.
But he's it's not that hard to pretend to be Dom.
He'd trick a 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, it's funny to get a picture of this guy because he kind of looks like Dom. It's like somebody dressed up as Dom.
Right.
Which isn't that hard to do. If you remember when we were in Mexico together, how many people, I was like, there are so many Doms here.
Right.
It's like
with
a guy
that's
bigger, bulky, heavy-set dude, aviators, and shaved head. You're like, all right, you didn't have to wear aviators.
Right. But you look like Dom if you do.
You look like Dom because you shaved your head and you're wearing aviators.
White tank top.
So he goes around to car shows that have this black, I don't even think it's a movie car. It's a replica. He
doesn't have a Charger.
It's not his.
Oh, really?
It's not. I don't think it's
he doesn't
his.
own a car. He just shows up and
and he stands with it and takes pictures with it. And you're like, and he actually doesn't look like Dom.
Not really at all. Yeah.
He's just bald. He's muscular.
The main features he
has aviators on.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away. It's not like he did it one time to be funny.
Right.
He travels around doing it.
Yeah.
He's at Fuel Fest.
He was at Fuel Fest.
Which is so weird to me because, you literally have real actors. You have...
Right. Chad Lindbergh.
Chad Lindbergh's there.
Right.
Tyrese
Gibson's
there. Yeah. Paul Walker's brother is there. And he's not pretending to be Paul, but he looks very similar to him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Letty? Think she goes?
I haven't seen her at any events.
She does car stuff.
I've seen the pictures of Ludacris at the event. I imagine most of the big name celebrities are at the Los Angeles event.
Oh,
if I would guess which event they go to.
Yeah,
they go to.
They're not going to travel across the country for
when we were at Fuel Fest, I remember seeing snaps that Tyrese Gibson was sending of him in his helicopter on the way to Fuel Fest, New Jersey. And we're like, is he going to get here?
Helicopter?
Yeah.
That's super flexy.
Yeah.
Because, it's one thing to fly in, even if you charter a plane, but to, come in on a helicopter?
Yeah, he was coming to Fuel Fest on a helicopter.
Dang.
But we left before he got there. Because I was having heat stroke.
And Alan.
Alan passed out.
Alan almost died and we didn't know. We love Alan.
We do. Yeah.
All right. So in the minute, we're going to bring it back to what this podcast is really about.
Yeah.
We've just met the point where the last movie ended.
Yes.
Everything now is new video footage.
New content. 19 seconds in, we're getting new content.
All right, so NSX out front, and she must punch it. Mia's somehow gets way out ahead.
That's that Japanese torque, you know?
Yeah. I could call him a friend. I knew him decently well. His name was Devin.
Okay.
I bought one of his cars, which was a Ford Festiva.
Okay.
Which I was well known for. But I knew him. He used to run a event called the Sloppy Mechanics Dyno Day. I mean, he owned like Sloppy Mechanics. It was a well-known event in PA where they did like ridiculous stuff. They'd like every year at their Dyno Day, they'd get somebody to donate a car, and then they would spray nitrous in the intake and see how much horsepower they could get out before it blew up. It was a super fun Dyno Day because it was like super it was like a redneck Dyno Day.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
So you have whistling diesel at a Dyno Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he had the Ford Festiva, which I bought from him. Best money I've ever spent on a car. Great car, right? Great car.
It's a noticeable car.
But
I can't speak to, like, we weren't like great friends when you had that.
That was when
Like,
we weren't hanging out that much.
Right.
We both got girlfriends.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And you were like,
I went for a ride in it.
yeah, and it was stupid fast.
Yeah. I remember being thrown back in my
Sketchy.
seat. Yeah.
Dangerous.
Like no back seat, no door panels.
Yeah, completely gutted.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows me can picture that car.
Yeah. Bright green.
Bright green. I had
Something
fender
purple
flares,
on it.
wide wheels. It had, because of the engine swap and the turbo on it, the wastegate there was no
That's right,
space,
yeah.
so it stuck out of the front grille. It
Right.
had a purple wastegate that stuck out of the front
What
grille.
engine was in it?
It was a 1.8 liter. It was called the BP engine. It was from the Ford Escort GT.
Oh. So it was a Ford engine.
Yeah, and the Ford engines were kind of like the Civics during the 90s, where they were all kind of interchangeable.
Okay.
And the wiring was very similar. So they had the B series engine. So they had, in the Festiva, you had a 1.3 liter, the B3.
Okay.
Then they had a B6, which came in like the Mercury Capri.
Mercury Capri. I've never heard of that.
It's a little convertible car.
Okay.
Then they had the B8, which came in, I think, like the regular Escort, a 1.8 liter single overhead cam. Then the BP, which came in the Escort GT or the Mazda Protege.
Okay.
Dual overhead cam. And it was like 140 horsepower at the crank.
Whoa.
Keep that in mind. The Ford Festiva had 58 horsepower from
What?
the factory.
Really?
Yeah.
58?
58 horsepower.
That's crazy.
Top speed was like 75 miles an
That's
hour.
crazy.
Can you imagine flooring it down the highway and you could
Just
get
to
up
keep
to
it,
75?
Just to keep it.
Yeah.
On 283, that's on our main highway around here. That's like that's what people drive.
Right. Minimum.
Yeah.
But it also had a turbo on it, and it dynoed at 243 horsepower.
And it's like a nothing car. Like it weighs nothing.
1,800 pounds it weighed. Yeah. But it felt way crazier because it was so small and loud and open diff, so it would just peel a tire down the road, and it would wander a lot, had a lot of torque steer. And the brakes, it still had brakes designed for a 58 horsepower car.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I think somebody dynoed one, and it dynoed at like 35 horsepower. You're talking about an old, worn out
right.
1.3 liter engine.
That's so wild.
So it was super fun. It was super ugly.
Yeah.
And you will never meet a group of people that love their car more than Ford Festiva people. That car to this day is well known in the Ford Festiva community.
Isn't that one thing that like Fabian originally disliked you for? Because you were calling all this attention to your Festiva?
No.
Oh.
That was not Fabian. That was another friend of mine who was annoyed that my junky little Festiva was getting so much attention at a car show we went to. And his vehicle that had a fair bit of work done to it was a 240. There was a bunch of 240s, you know. So, no, me and Fabian actually met literally on the highway.
Okay.
He was in his GSX, and we raced on the highway.
Oh,
That's
really?
how we met. He
The
pulled up
Eclipse?
next to me. Yes.
I've only seen pictures
It was
of
a
it.
white one, black hood.
Oh, I'm picturing a red one.
He's had a couple.
Okay, he had a red
Maybe
one.
It was a red one. Maybe it was
Okay.
red. I don't remember color well.
He had a car bra on it? Or a...
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But he pulled up next to me, shouted at me through the window as we're going down, and then we raced down the highway, and I beat him. I remember beating him. I don't know.
He remembers beating you.
Does he?
I think we talked about this before.
Oh, man. I think I pulled on him. But anyway, he had a fast car, too. But I remember him, like, at 70 miles an hour with his window down after being like, that's ridiculous, man. That's effing crazy. Whatever. That was that car. Super fun.
Did you guys pull over and chat, or this is like, okay, see you later?
That was it. And then I think we found each other on forums and stuff.
Okay.
And then met up at car meets and started a bunch of car meets around the area. But I think I paid $1,800 for that car.
Built. Like, you bought it built. Like, you didn't do any modifications?
I did a bunch of work then because they had the original. We are off topic here. We'll be back to the minutes shortly here.
Yeah.
So
stay with us.
They had the motor was in it. The turbo was in it. They had the stock transmission still in it, and was designed for a 58 horsepower engine. And the clutch wouldn't hold the power. I broke 3 of the transmissions. Literally snapped the cases in half. I don't know how transmissions work. But like, if I would shift hard, it happened 3 times. The case, literally I could look down in the engine bay and see the gears because the whole casing split open and you could see the gears in it. So I swapped the G-Series transmission into it. So I had to make, the motor mounts are on the transmission, and it's a hydraulic clutch, and the Festiva is a cable clutch. So I had to get this adapter.
Oh, my word.
Build the...
okay, so you did do some work to it.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the annoying work that you have to do. It's not the fun work that you get to do.
No, it didn't make it faster.
Right.
But it made it so I could drive it and shift gears hard. Yeah. Fun car. Anyway, okay.
All right, so I don't know how we got on the Festiva, but...
We'll post a picture on the Instagram.
Yes, that would be great. The NSX is out front, slides, does a 180,
it
stops.
Got far enough ahead in 4 seconds that it does a 180 and stops facing the bus. It spins around facing the bus.
How far away is she?
Mia downshifts.
I mean, she's way ahead.
She's 200 yards.
Yeah. I think I could run that in 20 seconds.
The bus. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Should we try it?
No.
The bus
not
is
tonight.
heading straight towards her. We got the Charger.
She actually starts driving towards the bus.
Yeah.
She doesn't just stop.
She turns around and heads straight back to the bus. Now, Dom's in the Charger. Brian is in Dom's Charger.
Yeah.
She passes him, swerves in front of the bus, so she's head on with the bus.
Yeah.
And now the bus driver's like, oh no, I got this 2,000-pound car heading towards me. I need to swerve my giant bus full of prisoners out of the way.
Yeah.
Which to me is like so stupid. He could have just ran over her.
Run her over.
Or hit his brakes. But he swerves hard to the left.
Right.
All right.
Misses her.
Yep.
And then Brian is up in front of them, in front of the bus now. And he slams on his brakes. So the bus just swerved left. Now he's coming back right into the lane.
Like, you think they planned this?
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I'm going to go up ahead and turn around and come straight back, and that's going to make the bus swerve. And then you're going to slam on your brakes to slow down.
Yeah.
And now the bus is going to swerve the other way.
Right.
And lock him up and turn sideways.
Oh, yeah.
And Brian, in Dom's precious Charger, that's completely indestructible, apparently.
You have to remember, these people used to steal DVD players, okay?
They've done this before. The bus slides sideways because the bus really doesn't want to hit any cars, apparently.
And hits the back of the Charger.
And rolls it.
Flips over. It doesn't crunch it. Doesn't.
Nah, it just flips.
It just hits it and just flips.
You get to see an undercarriage here. And flips 1, 2, 3, 4.
See, you
All
see all
right.
this like foam flying out?
It's spinning and rolling down the highway now. I don't
Yeah.
know how fast it was going, but he should have hit his brakes.
You'll see this
instead of
foam
swerving.
fly out again. Like, see
Yeah, it looks like
watch this.
insulation.
Here the foam flies out again. Same foam. Whoop.
Yeah.
That's a repeated clip.
Same foam,
Yeah.
different camera angle.
Yeah.
Now, the bus is like, there's no seatbelts on buses.
Yeah, that's true. Even on prisoner transports?
I think they have seatbelts for safety. The prisoners are all sitting next.
safety.
These are maximum. The whole idea of the bus is silly because, like, maximum security prison, you have all these dangerous criminals sitting two in a seat
Right.
next to each other for a long bus ride through the desert.
Right.
Anyway, I doubt there's seatbelts. Even if there was, they're probably all dead. Massive wreck here. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably all dead. No bodies flew out the windows, just like insulation and body panels and stuff flying around.
Seems like a good clip to make our thumbnail. No, I already screenshotted it.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
No, I wasn't freezing. I was looking at it. All right, we got to get our thumbnail for the Instagram,
Yeah.
for the YouTube. Check us out on YouTube at Granny Shift Pod. Join our Patreon to win cool stuff. All right, now, scene change.
Yeah. We see the Fast Five. Same F.
Yes, same F. Shares the same F for the fast and the 5 word. So that was the intro to the movie.
Yep. We got
5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2.
And now
1.
it's like the intro credits, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
We get some,
camera flickering, almost like you're adjusting your TV. to
Right.
bring
Tracking
in-
isn't quite on.
Tracking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like we're getting some news reports.
So
Because we get a little dialogue. It says, here's what we know so far.
they wreck the bus. They came up and wrecked the bus and killed Dom. And wrecked his Charger.
Yeah.
I want to see what the Charger looks like.
The Charger
after this.
seemed pretty unscathed.
I mean, it flipped a 20,000 pound bus. How much does a bus weigh? I mean, you got 50 people on it. It's got to be heavy, right?
How much does a public transportation bus weigh?
Well,
I'm asking Siri.
50 people that each weigh 200 pounds. 50 times 100 is 5,000. That's 10,000 pounds of people.
Here's some
You get 10,000 pounds of people.
Google results. 20 to 33,000 pounds.
Jeez. Plus people.
Plus people, which is what you said, another
10,000 pounds.
10,000 pounds.
Is that right?
10 people at 200 pounds each.
Is 2,000
2,000
pounds.
pounds.
But there's 50 people on that bus.
50?
A passenger bus like that?
No, we're prisoners.
Easy.
You think there's 50 prisoners?
An airplane holds 200.
But not.
Back it up. Look,
That's a lot of
we got a
prisoners.
shot inside. They
That's a lot
show
of
us inside the
prisoners.
bus. So we don't have to go that far to see how many people are. Look at all these people walking on.
It's a full bus.
Oh, it's definitely full. They got a long drive. I don't know how they... Look at that. There's
Look.
10 in this shot, and we're halfway back the
1,
bus.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. At
10
least.
on one side, and we're halfway back the bus.
Yeah, 16 at least.
There's only 4 rows. 5.
Plus the police officers.
I'm telling you, there's 50. Anyhow, we're talking 40,000 pound bus just bumped into the back of the Nova.
Charger.
There's got to be at least a scratch.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I don't know. We'll find out next minute.
On Granny Shifting, the Fast and Furious podcast. Thanks for listening. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And always remember,
Winning's winning.